This is Victor Antonio with another Sales Influence Moment. Many years ago, I heard this interesting story, and I want to relay this story to you. Then we're going to relate it to how it relates to sales. Here's the story. There's a man walking in the desert, and the man's been walking for a very, very long time. And he's walking. He's dying of thirst, and he comes across a stand, a water stand. And there the salesman is actually selling them glasses of water for $1,000. Now the man walking through the desert is shocked by this. He can't believe it's $1,000 for a glass of water. But he's so thirsty that he says, okay, you know what? I'll pay the $1,000. So he pays the $1,000. Now he drinks the glass of water and continues on his journey. He keeps walking. He walks a shorter distance, and there's a second stand again. And again, the salesperson at that stand is selling the cup of water for $1,000. Now what do you think the stranger does? Does he buy the glass of water or not? The stranger refuses to buy the glass of water and doesn't see the value in buying that glass of water for $1,000, so he continues on his way. And I always thought that was fascinating. Why did the stranger walking through the desert consider the first glass worth $1,000 but not the second? Something happened, something very subtle. Let's walk through it. Thirsty, walking through the desert, has a need, right? And so let's say that here's a need on the vertical chart, here's time. So over time, that need just builds up to the point where he's willing to pay that price. So he pays that $1,000. But as soon as he drinks that glass of water, his need for water actually goes down. Now, because he's only walked a shorter distance, his need up to this point is not as great as it was before. Now, what does that have to do with sales? Well, first of all, sometimes we try to sell a customer, and guess what? Their frustration, their need isn't at a point where they're willing to pay the price that we have to offer them. In other words, they're thinking it's too expensive. But sometimes they've just purchased an item from somebody else, our competitor, and when we approach them to sell something and we want to sell them with our price, they're saying, well, wait a minute, why should I pay that when I've already paid just a little while ago that much money? What's my point? What I'm trying to emphasize here is that value changes over time, and value can change very quickly. The value of a glass of water can change within a matter of moments, or time in this case. In other words, what they value today may not be the same value they assign tomorrow. So value is a moving target. So what's our goal? Our goal is always to find customers who have the need, whose need and frustrations have built up so much so that they're at a point where they're willing to pay for it. If a customer doesn't have a great need, they're never going to pay the price because they don't see the value. This is Victor Antonio with another Sales Influence Moment, reminding you, selling ain't hard when you understand value and when you know how. Take care.